No, when people, what I got from that is he's a hater. You don't know me as a person. Let's say you don't like me. Like, you don't know me. Like, you feel me? And I don't give a fuck. Him. Everybody in the crew win. I mean, win.
GervontaDavis speaking about you. Is that ever a possible fight?
Yeah, if he want to dare to be great.
You know what I mean? Leave them big guys alone. Stop trolling them, right? They're best 147 pounders in the world, and they're the best 140 pounders.
GervontaDavis sparked controversy on X after Terence Crawford's victory over Canelo by boldly claiming he could beat Crawford himself. He posted, "I'll swing on him for real," insisting he would train harder and deserved a chance to prove he belongs among boxing's elite. But instead of celebrating Crawford's historic win, his comments drew sharp criticism from analysts, who said dismissing the achievement was disrespectful. They pointed out that Crawford pulled off the unthinkable by decisively defeating Canelo, a feat worthy of respect rather than ridicule.
Dominated a first ballot Hall of Famer, a 4-division champion, a 2-time undisputed super middleweight, and was the reigning undisputed 168-pound super middleweight world champion. Superstar boxer Saul Canelo Alvarez, who is now 63 wins, 3 losses, 2 draws, 39 wins by way of knockout. And Gervonta Tank Davis, I'm not even going to read off his accolades, because what he did is just nasty work. And this is your king that y'all be praising. Gervonta Tank Davis, instead of applauding the accomplishments, just tip your hat. Just tip your hat. Hey, salute. And if you don't want to salute him, guess what? Just don't say nothing. Just don't say nothing. If you don't want to salute that man, just don't say nothing. Right? And so, Gervonta Tank Davis takes to social media because the boxing world is praising Terence Crawford for what he did. After Gervonta Tank Davis, when the fight was announced and when Terence Crawford was saying he wanted to go up from 154 to 168, Gervonta Tank Davis said he was doing it for the money.
Long before this latest drama, Terence Crawford had already taken aim at GervontaDavis, saying he didn't view him as the kind of fighter willing to take real risks against tougher opponents. Instead, he painted Davis as more of a talker who often avoided the hardest challenges. Crawford even admitted he simply didn't like him, making it clear that if they ever meet in the ring, it wouldn't just be business, it would be personal.
Tank would never even think about to come up to 154.
What about 47 though?
Yes, if he get to pick his opponent. But Tank would never come from 35 to 54.
Y'all got into it on social media around that time. Is that just you being competitive, like when that happens? Or is it like...
I just really don't like that dude.
Why though?
Cause I just don't like him. Like, I really don't like him. That's like
just not your cup of tea. That's just not your...
I don't like nothing about him. I just feel like, you know, he just one of these little arrogant little dudes that's using what he got to shield him. He got a lot of security guards around him, and he's in the limelight and stuff like that. But in certain situations, he wouldn't be acting like that.
Do you like him as a fighter though?
Yeah, he's a damn good fighter.
Yeah.
But like his core personality and his ways, nah.
Bill Haney, father and trainer of Devin Haney, quickly dismissed Davis's remarks, saying there's no chance Tank could ever replicate what Crawford accomplished. He argued that Davis should quit trolling bigger fighters and stay focused on his own division, sticking around 147 instead of chasing headlines by calling out champions where he doesn't belong. To Haney, Tank's comments were nothing more than a publicity stunt.
Gotta ask your thoughts on Tank saying he'd knock out Terence in 6 rounds. You think he was playing, trolling, what? Selling tickets to his new fight?
Was that like his tweets? Like he's
he said it
on video.
Huh?
He said audio. He said it. He's like, if I tap that chin, you know he chinny.
Listen, Terrence has already hired us for any of the little guys. Anybody 130, 26, 30, 35, Gary Russell, Tank Davis, you cannot go to get to Terence Crawford without going through us. Rolly Romero, leave Earl Spence alone. You see what I'm saying? You come over here and you get that ass whipping too. You know what I mean? Leave them big guys alone. Stop trolling them, right? They're best 147 pounders in the world, and they're the best 107.
Trainer Greg Hackett hailed Crawford's win over Canelo as one of modern boxing's greatest feats, saying the fighter now has nothing left to prove. He noted that no one since legends like Bob Fitzsimmons and Henry Armstrong had moved up in weight to dominate a champion as respected as Canelo. What made it even more remarkable, Hackett emphasized, was the manner of victory. Not a close decision or a lucky punch, but a precise, flawless performance that left no room for doubt. He said the win cemented Crawford's legendary status, silenced critics, and deserved celebration rather than reactions to negativity. For Hackett, this was the very essence of greatness.
Legendary shit. He goes in there and beats arguably the best fighter or one of the best fighters of his era.
Yeah.
Regardless of weight class. What was your thoughts on the performance?
The performance was like clean. Like it was real. It was times where it was close calls. Like it looked like Canelo might get him right here. You know what I mean? Bud found a way out, slip up out of there. He was working behind his jab real good, footwork real good, setting the pace. He was creating what I like to call spider web in there. You know what I'm saying? That's basically setting traps with your movement. The part I didn't expect was for Canelo to really approach Bud like Bud, like he was just gonna punch on Bud. He was looking. What I mean by that is Canelo, when he would hit Bud to his hips or on the shoulder, because I seen him do it a few times. Canelo was like looking for those results that he usually get when he do those things. And I was like, I can't believe he looking at Bud like that. Like he really trying to play Bud. I mean, on the low, he know Bud can fight, but it was like, I'm gonna hit. All right, when I hit you on your hips, you gonna act right. I mean, when I hit you on your shoulders, you gonna act right. And you could tell Canelo's been spoiled over the years. Canelo's gotten better, a lot better, and Canelo is a legend for sure. But you could tell he's imposed his will on a lot of guys and won off of his poker face alone. You know what I mean? Along with the.
Although Crawford has said he doesn't like GervontaDavis, he hasn't ruled out a fight with him. He's made it clear that if Davis is serious, he needs to move up to 147 pounds so the matchup can be fair. For Crawford, accepting the challenge would silence Davis's trash talk and give him another opportunity to prove himself against a high-profile opponent. He insists the choice is Davis's. If Tank truly believes he can win, he has to show it in the ring, not just talk. Crawford's stance shows his confidence, welcoming the fight while knowing the odds still lean in his favor.
GervontaDavis speaking about you. Is that ever a possible fight?
Yeah, if he want to dare to be great, he can be like all the other fighters that's moving up 2 weight classes and, daring to be great.
You would fight him.
Man, tell him to come up there.
He got to come to win 54.
He said I got a glass chin, so tell him come and touch it.
Wow, man. Gervonta said you got a glass.
He said I got a glass chin. Tell him to come and touch it.
At 147?
At 147. I'll make 147 for him.
Ooh, see, oh, man.
You're going to have a pre-camp.
Then what the people going to say? Oh, he's beating up on little guys.
I don't know.
DJ Rom, a respected boxing analyst, praised Crawford's all-around skill, calling him one of the rare fighters capable of excelling at every level. He explained that Crawford's key strength is his adaptability, whether facing a power puncher, slick counterpuncher, or relentless pressure fighter. Rum highlighted how Crawford effortlessly mixes offense and defense, constantly keeping opponents off balance. He described Crawford as a once-in-a-generation athlete whose command of distance, timing, and angles makes every fight a masterclass. To Rum, Crawford isn't just a champion, he's a strategist who can dismantle any style, and that unmatched consistency has convinced many that his legacy will endure for years.
Outboxed him like I said he would. Bud is special, man. he can adapt. He can make adjustments. There's nothing he can't do. I was a little worried because in the beginning when the fight was announced, because of Canelo's power, Bud coming up, they're like, oh, he come up 2 weight classes. I considered it, he came up 3. Because he only had 1 fight at 1.
Yeah, 1 fight at 54.
Yeah, right.
So I feel like it's 3 weight classes in 2 fights.
Right.
Yeah.
So with that right there, that was a big thing because Canelo is strong. Canelo does hit hard, he got power, and he's comfortable at 168. You understand what I'm saying? More comfortable. I didn't know if the weight was going to do something to Bud, but I know there was ways that he could outbox him easily. And he did it. Closer to the fight date, I changed my stance on it and leaned more to Bud, which was a good thing because my prediction was right yesterday on it. And he just outboxed him, outclassed him. He showed people. I think he still followed a bit of the Mayweather blueprint. You know, Canelo has to plant his feet all the time to throw off his power, let off his power shots. He has to just make that quick stop, real quick, like a millisecond. But that's all Bud needs to move out the way. Bud sets him up to get a reaction. By the time Canelo goes to throw that punch, Bud slips to the side and catches him that way. It's too late. Now, I mean, for Canelo to his planning of the feet to throw his power punches, if more people figure that out and really take that into consideration in their training camps, I think he would have more losses. But a lot of them fear the power.
Even after such a remarkable achievement, analysts observed that many fans and commentators were still hesitant to give Crawford full credit. They noted that part of this bias came from long-standing admiration for Canelo, especially in Mexico, while Crawford, as an African-American fighter, has often faced unfair prejudice. To critics, the mixed response to his win wasn't just about boxing. It reflected deeper issues of popularity, race, and perception in the sport.
Especially enough for a guy to come 2 to 3 weight divisions lower. Well, so you would be asking a guy to literally just stand there like this new slap exercise. Slap me and I slap you. That's not boxing. And that's extremely sour grapes. And my advice to you is this. Although most times people will stay on cold, there's exceptions to the rules where people will say, I'm not going that far. You know what I mean? Like by our administration right now that's governing the New Russia. They do a lot of illegal things on a daily. But this pedophilia, some people are saying, no, I'm jumping off the boat on this one. I'm going to go with protecting the kids. I mean, I'll go with you with a lot of stuff, but protecting the kids is kind of important to me. Should be, right? It should be, levels, or it should be, where you don't go a certain length, right? There should be borders, so okay, I don't go past that line. And the line should be pedophilia, or a line should be no objectivity at all in the world of boxing. You saw a great performance, and Canelo just lost, right? This guy is just a better fighter. Right? If he can come up from that weight division and stand in the pocket most of the time, and still win. If you are saying that you don't want Canelo to be able to cut the ring off with this guy that didn't really run at all, then you're basically saying, well, listen, let's just stand and slug. And that's brawling, right? That has nothing to do with boxing. And so people are going to jump off that. And here's something else that's going to happen to you people right now with sour grapes and are racists running around just saying ridiculousness.
Rising star Hamza Shiraz called Crawford a mean machine in the ring, noting that he never struggles against opponents and always finds a way to win. His remarks show the respect younger fighters have for Crawford, viewing him as a standard of excellence. For Shiraz, the dominant victory over Canelo only confirmed what he already knew, that Crawford competes on a level few can match.
To him, so he said it about himself in the post-fight press conference yesterday. He goes, my mind wants to do it, he goes, my body can't. Doesn't mean he's totally shot. He's not totally shot. He's still a great fighter, and someone I could definitely see myself in the ring with pretty soon.
And beating?
Yeah, definitely. It would have been kind of nice for him to get the win and then me to fight him and then potentially have beaten him. But yeah, God has a different plan.
Look, it still could be Canelo. I don't know when. The plan's obviously a little bit ruined, but do you believe you'd stop Canelo over Hamza?
Do I believe I'd stop him? I believe I've got a good chance of doing so.
Crawford's longtime trainer, Brian Bomac McIntyre, suggested that a fight with David Benavidez is unlikely. Instead, he hinted that Crawford may choose to vacate and take time to rest rather than pursue unnecessary challenges. Bomac stressed that Crawford has earned the right to make decisions on his own terms, and with nothing left to prove, he can now focus on his legacy and personal goals instead of trying to satisfy critics.
Benavidez can make 168. Maybe he has plans or ideas of maybe trying to match up Benavidez and Terence Crawford.
No,
there.
man. No, I ain't doing that fight.
Maybe planning on vacating the belts.
No, we ain't gonna vacate the belts. You know, we just gonna sit where we need to sit for a minute, and then, just like I said, get back in the gym and do our thing.
Honest? Absolutely.
And he don't want none.
54? No. So what does this performance prove about the end of sparring? You guys were largely
I told you it don't
silent
make
about
no
it.
difference. Didn't I say it? I said that don't mean shit. I don't give a damn about that.
Yeah.
I said that, didn't I? In one of those interviews, I said that. Don't mean shit, because he's no Bud Crawford. I'm not taking nothing from innocence, Bozy, them over there. Them.
Legendary heavyweight Evander Holyfield called Crawford's win exceptional, highlighting his timing, footwork, and ring IQ as signs of elite skill. He said Crawford demonstrated a level of ability that separates him from ordinary champions, and the victory over Canelo wasn't just a result. It was a showcase of true mastery that reminded fans what great boxing looks like. Coming from a legend like Holyfield, that praise carried even more weight.
What did you think of Crawford's performance over Canelo?
It was super.
Super.
Because the thing is that when you got both of the guys are good.
Right.
I just think that when you have two guys, the smaller guy is a guy that don't have the punching power, but he has the skills that's necessary.
Crawford.
Yeah.
So you were very impressed with his performance? Would you say?
Well, yeah. The point of the matter is, I knew if it came down to if somebody got knocked out, I thought Crawford would probably get knocked out.
Yeah.
But I know about boxing.
That's a wrap for today's video. Stay tuned, and I'll see you next time.